Alright ladies, so today in my video I am going to tell you why you are gaining weight around your waist, your belly fat that you had not had before, or maybe why this belly fat that you started gaining is just not going away even though you're doing 100 sit-ups a day. And I'm also going to tell you what you can do about it. So fasten that seatbelts like I have, because I am going to give you the answers and explain to you what hormones have to do with it, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that it probably has to do with your hormones if you are a woman in your 40s or 50s. But understanding exactly the physiology of what's going on will really help you to figure out the right approach to deal not only with this waist and belly fat, but also with health consequences that go hand in hand. So the thing for you to understand is the two hormones that play a part. The first one is estrogen, and or a type of estrogen called estradiol mainly, and it is the type of a hormone that pretty much we no longer have and no longer make by our ovaries once we hit menopause. And even in the perimenopause, which usually starts with the decline of progesterone and then estrogen fluctuations and so on and so forth. But even during that time, you might start seeing some of the fat depositing into your waist like never before. So why it is happening? It is because estrogen tells fat to store it in the typical female parts, such as breasts, such as butt, and such as thighs. And when we are no longer making estrogen like we did before, I mean, we're still going to be making some, about 10%, but not as much as we were whenever we were younger and in our reproductive years, right? So that's one of the things that is happening, but not only. So remember, estrogen tells your body where to store body fat, okay? And it kind of like ushers it into these places that make us look like we are females. Now, the second thing that is happening, sorry, something's in my eye. Oh my gosh. All right, the second thing that is happening also has to do with estrogen, and the fact that estrogen helps us be insulin sensitive, okay? And as the levels of estrogen decline, we become more and more insulin resistant, which is the reason why once women hit menopause, their risk for diabetes, for heart diseases, anything related to cardiometabolic system, including Alzheimer's, because it is related to fat deposits in the brain, as more and more research points to. We are becoming more and more predisposed to these conditions. Whereas whenever we were younger, we were as if shielded from these diseases of an older age, right? And it has to do with insulin, with that insulin resistance, because estrogen helps us be insulin sensitive. And when it's no longer there, we become more and more insulin resistant. So those are the two things that are happening. And insulin is a fat storage hormone. And the insulin helps increase the fat cells in the size, and also became more and more inflamed, which is also another reason why our CRP inflammation markers go up and also other diseases show up. So remember this, estrogen and insulin are the culprits of not only your fat around the waist, but also your visceral fat, because when we are younger, women accumulate fat in a healthy way, subcutaneously, the superficial fat that might make us look voluptuously, but it's not unhealthy. Okay, ladies, so now I'm going to tell you what is it that you can do to not only get rid of this fat around your waist, but first and foremost, to live a longer and healthier life. The number one thing you need to do is focus on your health first. I call this undieting, because when you focus on your health first, those pounds will come off naturally. Okay. And how do you, what do you do to get rid of this fat and focus on your health first? You need to focus first and foremost on your insulin. Okay. And keep it at bay with lifestyle interventions, number one. Number two, you can add supplementations. And when it all fails, and maybe only then with medications, right? Also, you might want to consider HRT, hormone replacement therapy. That's another big topic that I will be posting more videos about, and I will tell you what I believe is the right approach and whether I am going to be on it or not. So subscribe, stay tuned for more. MindsetActionResults.com is my website if you want to get in touch with me for a free consultation. I have group coaching programs as well as one-on-one. Thank you. Cheers.